There's an older gentleman that over the years that I've been walking around this building, he's come up to me a few times, and he had lost a lot of weight on some kind of program, and there's a place just down the road, and I don't know if he invests in it himself, but he lost like 100 pounds or something. And so today I saw him again, and sure enough, he came up to me for the third time. And I don't know really that he even remembers mentioning it to me, in the past. But of course, I thanked him and explained to him what I was doing. And one of the things I told him was, I appreciate him doing that. And he does it in a nice way, and he's not pushy about it. He used to give me a card. The other 2 times he gave me a card with his name on it. But what I told him was that I don't think I said all of this stuff, but I have nothing against most any of those programs. Whatever works for somebody, hopefully people will check with their doctor. And, I'm sure there are some unsafe programs with maybe medications that could be unsafe, stuff like that. But I'm all for surgery or any kind of program with its own food, its powders, or whatever works for people, I'm fine with. I just don't think that's for me, because I think what it boils down to is, it does have to be a lifestyle, and that's where I've struggled, is it really being something that has been sustainable. Because I've tried some of these programs over the years, and I've never stuck to them real long. As a matter of fact, what I am doing now, and the times that I've lost weight, they haven't been by any particular program. It's been eating good, healthy food, and exercising. That's how, when I have lost a lot of weight at a time, it's by doing that. So I told him, that what I was doing is something that I feel comfortable with. I know I can lose weight. I know that a lot of these programs have what they call, I think, some kind of maintenance time period or whatever. You lose down to your goal weight, and then they switch things up to maintain your weight and where you are in your health. But still, it's tied into the program typically. Most that I've been involved with, it's in the past, you're still part of that program, and I want to do it by eating regular, real food, not taking any powders or anything like that even, and eating food that is as less processed as possible for the most part. That works for me. That is more sustainable, and for me, I see that as something that I can maintain better if it's just me going to the grocery store and getting what I need and eating the way I need to, and not having to continue to be a part of buying anything from any kind of system. So I can do it anywhere, anytime, wherever I am, without waiting for something in the mail. That's just me. The easier the better. So once again, have no problem with any program that works for somebody. If it's working for you, and that's what's and it's sustainable for you, you're able to get the weight off and keep it off. That's what's most important. So, is that a snake, Hurley? Ooh, yeah, it is. What kind of snake is that? Not really sure. Ooh. Can't tell. Well, I got a shovel out of the shed right there, and just got that snake out a bit more where I could see its head. Its markings weren't suspicious to me, but sometimes it's hard to tell by the markings. It didn't look like it's going to be a poisonous snake or anything. So, but I got to look at the head. So I'm not sure what kind of snake it is exactly. Some kind of gardener snake or something like that. So harmless. So we left it alone. We left it alone. Good boy, Hurley. Good boy. So y'all may remember a month or two back, on a video I showed y'all my daily strength training routine, and mentioned specifically what I was doing. And after that video, Joe Vanderkooi, thru-hiker, wonderful trail angel, along with his wife Phyllis. He's a physical fitness trainer. So he contacted me, and he sent me, kind of rearranged my list there. I was overlapping a lot of my muscle groups, the exercises for those. So he sent me a way to split it up to where I wasn't doing, having so much repetition. So I'm very thankful for that. Thank you so much, Joe. Okay, so this green bean plant that I transplanted, it hasn't produced until just now. I've finally started to see just a few small green beans, so that makes me happy. That there's still growing on this one. On both of these, there's two here, so that's good. I just finished reading Loner's book, and Painted Blazes, and I really enjoyed it. Of course, it brought back memories of his videos that I watched, and I've watched them probably twice at least, all of his videos. They're short. They're pretty short mostly. But no, it was humorous. I liked the fact that he gave some history about a number of places on the trail, and aspects concerning the trail. And I like history, so that was really good. And he also gave, on a number of these pages, a little blocked off area where he'll have what he calls either a fun fact or a hiker tip or a not so fun fact, giving more information of all kinds. So, of course, having watched his videos, there's a lot of things still, obviously, that I didn't know about. And so it was fun getting to learn about those things and some more about Loner himself. When I read Sam I Am's book about his thru-hike, of course I watched all his videos as well. I really enjoyed that, but I read it too quickly. I just kind of, as soon as I got it, it didn't take but a few days, I think. It didn't take real long, and I had finished it. And then I felt, oh man, that just went by too fast. So with Loner's book, I was determined I'm going to take my time with this one, and so I can anticipate, every day, trying to read a little bit every day. So I kind of forced myself to come out here on the patio where I might not be quite as comfortable. It's been hot out here a lot of the times, and just read a little bit every day. Right here on the front patio. And so I've really enjoyed it, and it took me a good while to read it. Finally done, and I definitely give it a thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. At the very end of Loner's book here, toward the very end, he talks about how much weight he lost on the trail hiking, and then how much weight after his hike he gained back, and what his current weight is as far as from when he wrote this book. And he has this little, as one of his hiker tips, he says this: post-trail weight gain. No other activity can match the calories burnt hiking up and down mountains all day. After you hike, plan to stick to a normal diet and continue being active. I appreciate Loner talking about that, and I also appreciate his his call that he makes at the end of the book about getting out there and having your own adventure. Don't worry about how old you are or any of those things, and of course how big you are. Get out there even just for a short time on the Appalachian Trail and or wherever it is, whatever it is. So that's something that I appreciate him doing. And so I still have my dreams of doing a thru hike someday, Lord willing. But one of the things, obviously that has been my issue is my addiction to food and my weight. And I have made that pledge. I'm not going to get on the Appalachian Trail again until I get all of this weight off me that I intend to. And it is such a struggle. And people like Loner now know what that struggle is. And one of the things that bothers me, is how you hear more and more. You hear medical doctors, you hear some scientists, they're telling fat people that it really is impossible for you to lose weight, because of evolution, because of you've messed up you've messed up your system, and so you may be able to lose the weight, but it's impossible for you to keep that weight off. And it really breaks my heart when I hear people say that they've been told that or have that mindset. And I've heard these things and read these things for myself from these doctors. And my answer to that is hogwash. Hogwash. Do not believe it when they tell you this. By the way, and I've also heard and read from doctors and scientists who do not have that opinion. So it breaks my heart when they hear people, some authority, scientific doctor figures tell them this. They're going to have a tendency to believe it. That is hogwash, because I am in charge, you are in charge of what you put in your mouth. I am the one that decides if I'm going to eat this or not, and if I'm going to exercise any or not. That is my decision. That can't be taken away from me, So to say something is impossible to do, it just can't be done. There's no hope for you to have to be healthier and to live a more life, that's a better quality of life. Don't listen to it. It's not true. Yes, it is a large part a matter of willpower. I certainly believe that I can overcome these temptations. You'll have some doctors and other people that will say, well, willpower, they poo-poo on willpower. But you know what? It's true. If you're determined and you make it up in your mind, and you can do it. We can do it. So please don't listen to people like that will actually literally tell you it is impossible. It is not true. I mentioned before that food is an addiction. It is for me. An addiction doesn't mean impossible to overcome. It just means extremely difficult to overcome. There are people that, of course, still have the idea that morbid obesity is a disease. Just being morbidly obese in and of itself is a disease. Wrong, because you have a lot of evidence. I think the stronger evidence is on the other side of that. Morbid obesity leads to disease. That leads to all kinds of horrible problems. But morbid obesity itself is not a disease. And when you promote that, and when that's what you're saying, that puts in people's minds that, well, if it's a disease, I can't do anything about it. There's not much I can do to get rid of, and lose weight and become healthy. So anyway, just got on my soapbox. I'm like I said, I'm glad that Loner talked about his weight and was so as encouraging as he was. I appreciate that very much. Well, you know what? It's only Monday, and I have already filled up what I normally do for a whole week's of videos. So I think I'm going to post this tonight, and then next Sunday morning I'm going to have my regular Sunday morning video. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.